Hello folks, and welcome to the video. Today we're going to take a moment to appreciate Yamaha's YZF R125 in what I believe is the best colour scheme. I know, I would say that, it's my bike, of course I'm going to say that, but genuinely I actually do believe that this is the best colour scheme. When I was looking for this, I was watching a number of YouTubers, and I watched a guy, he had a red one, someone had a grey one, a couple of blue ones. But Yamaha like to mess about with the blue ones. They like to, you know, one minute the wheels are black, then they're silver, one minute the tail's black, one minute the tail's blue. They like to mess them about a little bit. So there's lots of different combinations of blue, if you like. For me, this was the one for me. I always wanted this exact colour scheme. Black wheels, black tail. And I'll admit, I did hold out for this. I was frustrated waiting for the right bike to come up. But I don't regret it. This was always the bike for me, and I've had this bike a couple of years now, so let's take a moment to appreciate it. Well, there he is folks, looking lovely and shiny. These bikes are an absolute pleasure to own. Brilliant to ride, and absolutely gorgeous. And talking of gorgeous, look at this beautiful place that I am in today. Well, I've had this bike for a couple of years now, but I must say for a first bike, they're spot on. Let me just flip this down. I mean, my bike is not a working bike, not in the slightest. It's a bit of a weekend toy really, if anything, with maybe the occasional commuting thrown in. When the clutch went on my 106 Quicksilver, I did use this bike to commute for 3 weeks in the rain with 30-mile-an-hour winds. It was, I don't want to say it was terrible, because I don't want to suggest that biking is terrible, because it's not, it's amazing, but it was, commuting in the rain was an experience, one that I wouldn't care to repeat. But yes, for a first bike, these are amazing. There's one or two things that niggle me about these. I'll do a full review at some point on this bike, and I'll talk about the things that I love, things I hate. But all in all, yeah, they're amazing. I remember my first impressions of them. I'd seen them at bike shows, and my first impressions was that they were a full-size bike, and I don't know what I expected. It's almost like there's something in your brain that tells you it's if it's a 125 it's not going to be a full-size bike, but this is a substantial sized bike. And even though I'd seen them in person at shows, when I went to pick this one up, I mean, that was an experience, picking up a motorbike in a Peugeot 807. That's an experience I would repeat. That was hilarious. Quite an adventure, that one. But yeah, picking this bike up, my first impressions again were, wow, it's a full-size bike. But that is what they are. They are an introduction to biking. And if you're into your sports bikes, there's plenty of upgrades from this once you've done your test, etc. But they are a substantial sized bike. They're quite a tall bike as well. I mean, I'm 6'2", so I don't have a problem. But if you were vertically challenged, you may struggle. Although I have heard there's a There's a lowering spring you can get which lowers the seat. I have a couple of friends that could use one of those actually if they ever get a bike. But yeah, it's a substantial bike, plenty of fun, and for a 125, plenty of power.